With a bold approach, Kobalia employs the Ruy-Lopez-Berlin defense against Kamsky in this French Top 16 Club Championship 2025 a pool round 1 match. On e4. On e5. Knight f3. Threatening knight takes e5. Knight c6. Bishop b5 entered in Ruy-Lopez-Berlin defense. Knight f6. On d3. Kobalia intends to play. Bishop takes c6. Pawn takes c6. Knight takes e5 and establish a winning position. On d6 played by Kamsky. King castled kingside. Bishop d7. Rook e1. On g6. On d4. Kobalia might go for knight c3. Bishop g7. Bishop takes c6. Bishop takes c6. Pawn takes e5. Pawn takes e5. Queen takes d8 check. Rook takes d8. Knight takes e5 and dominate the board. Bishop g7 played by Kamsky. On d5. Threatening pawn takes c6. Knight b8 played by Kamsky. Bishop takes d7 check. Knight takes d7. On c4. On a5. Knight c3. On h5. On a3 it is novelty move. On b6. Bishop g5. Bishop h6. Bishop takes h6. Rook takes h6. On h4. Rook h8. On b4. King f8. Knight b5. King g7. Rook c1. Rook e8. On g3. Queen b8. Queen c2. Queen b7. Rook b1. Queen c8. King g2. Rook e7. Rook ec1. Knight g4. Queen e2. Queen d8. Rook c2. King g8. Knight e1. On f5. On f3. Threatening pawn takes g4. Knight h6 played by Kamsky. Knight d3. Pawn takes b4. Pawn takes b4. Rook g7. Kamsky might go for on g5. Queen d2. Queen f6. Pawn takes g5. Rook takes g5 and gain a significant edge. On c5 played by Kobalia. Kobalia wants to play. Pawn takes d6. Pawn takes d6. Knight c7. On g5. Knight e6. Queen f6. Knight takes g7 and gain a significant edge. Pawn takes c5 played by Kamsky. Pawn takes c5. On g5. Threatening pawn takes h4. Pawn takes d6 played by Kobalia. Pawn takes d6. Knight takes d6. Pawn takes h4. Pawn takes f5. Queen f8. Knight e4. Knight takes f5. Rook c4. Pawn takes g3. Pause the video and find the best move for Kobalia. Knight ec5 is the right idea because knight takes c5. Knight takes c5. Knight d4. Rook takes d4. On takes d4. Knight e6. Still Kobalia is losing. Let's analyze the main game. On takes g3. Rook h1. Take a moment to spot the best move for Kamsky. Knight b6 is the correct move because Rook c6. Knight takes d5. Knight f6 check. Knight takes f6. Queen takes e5. Rook a2 check. Kamsky have small advantage. Let's proceed to the main line. Rook h1. Slightly worse move played by Kobalia. On h4 is not the best move played by Kamsky. Kamsky is planning to play Knight b6. Rook c6. Knight takes d5 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Knight ec5 played by Kobalia. Knight takes c5. Knight takes c5. Queen c8. Think carefully what is the best move for Kobalia. Rook c3 is the right idea because Rook ga7. Queen e1. On h3 check. Rook takes h3. Rook a1. Rook takes g3 check. Still Kobalia is losing. Let's analyze the main line. Queen c8. Kamsky wants to play on h3 check. King takes h3. On g2. Queen takes g2. Rook takes g2. King takes g2. Knight e3 check. King f2. Knight takes c4 and take decisive advantage. On d6. Slightly worse move played by Kobalia. On h3 check. Victory for Kamsky. After a hard-fought battle, Kobalia resigned, conceding the game.